I don't hate people and I cannot hate anyone. But being at this point was an incredibly complicated journey for me. It is really hard to manage your feelings. As a child, even, I couldn't manage my feelings. The only thing or only two emotions that I felt were first one was revenge and second one was hatred and anger. They were together, so that's why I say two emotions. So for example, if someone did something wrong towards me, I was incredibly rude, brutal, and I didn't even care about hurting that person's feeling whenever that intense feeling come. If someone hurted me, for example, I was just, locked, and I didn't know how to react or how to respond. That's why I was doing whatever my body reacts. Sometimes I was hitting people, but mostly that was verbal. And people notice that thing. That was my biggest flaw, honestly, because if you cannot manage your feelings, you become easily manipulated and managed, And that's why sometimes my parents even testing me that they knew that I would react like this. And it was hurting me, honestly. And I was feeling anger towards myself as well because they had the power over me and they knew how I would react if they do something. And I wanted to really change this thing, but I didn't know how because whenever that intense feeling comes, that anger and hatred feeling comes, that was really complicated for me to, firstly, to be aware of it, and secondly, to manage it. And I hurted so many people by being rude, even though I felt incredibly bad for being rude and that much maybe brutal. People told me that you are so brutal, you are so robotic. I have heard so many things when I was growing up. Even at school, my teachers were thinking about me that she doesn't have any feelings. That was what they were thinking about me, and they were telling that to my face. And even at school, I was really rude girl. And, I really wanted to change because I couldn't even control myself. And that was really easy for people to control me. And that's why so many arguments were happening. But now, something, I don't know what changed it, but I don't respond. And I am the one who really aware of her feelings a lot more. That's a little bit too much compared to my childhood, And when I was enthusiastic about books, My Sweet Orange Tree, that book, there was an episode that where Zeze said that I kill him every day. I kill my father every day. And Portuga asks him that, what do you mean? You're killing your father? And he says that I am killing him in my heart every day, and one day he will die for me. You know how much I needed that word? Just that sentence. And I changed my strategy after reading that book. I didn't say anything. I didn't react to people, but I was just I was just telling myself that, okay, that is your revenge as Ziza. You kill them in your heart every day, and one day they will die. And that was true. And that really worked very well. That's why I really like reading, because I really needed that a lot, even specifically in my teenager years. Now I could say myself adult because I'm 18, but sometimes I'm still teenager. I feel like I'm teenager because some of my teenager behaviors are not changed, honestly, but I'm really happy with that because I don't want to be totally mature and totally adult, because it sounds really freaky that you forget how to be a child. And sometimes I really feel like I forget how to be child, because it is one of the best thing in the world to be a child. You have a right to be a child. And as a child, you question everything and you're discovering the world. You are trying to not think changes in your body, in your thoughts. The way you perceive the world really becomes different day by day. And now I discovered that, for example, if someone says something really hurting or just so rude, just don't respond. Don't say anything. Firstly, I did this at 8th grade. My teacher really talked incredibly rudely in front of the class, but honestly for no reason, just she didn't like me because, as I said, I was really cold girl in the school. And for the first time, I didn't respond. I didn't say anything and I kept being silent. And so many things happened to that teacher after that incident. Then whenever I fought with my friends and with my brother, for example, there was a period of time that he was incredibly insightful, aggressive, and he was just complaining about the world. You know, everybody has that period of time where you just hate the world and people. And he was, I think, in that period, and he acted incredibly bad towards me. And, you know, I didn't expect that thing. And I would just step out of the room and didn't say anything to him. Tomorrow, he really, not tomorrow, maybe 2 days later, he apologized me and he told me that I'm in a really bad period of time. I didn't want to be that much mean. I'm sorry. And everything became really well. Instead of being silent, my childhood version would hit him, or I don't know, respond really bad. But I didn't, because it's growing, you know. It's becoming partly adult. That's, you understand people. And, you know, sometimes whenever even my parents get angry, I don't tell them anything because I really understand them. Whenever you understand that people's anger is not towards you, it's towards them, you really become the most silenced person in the world. And you understand that it's not about you, it's about them. And that is what I understood. I understood that it is not about me. Their anger is not about me. Maybe I was the reflection of something for them. Maybe that was related to the past experience or something, but I believe that. Even, for example, whenever you have a friend, that's because they see something, a part of them. That's why people accept other people in their lives, because they see some of their parts or exist in other people. they see something in that person, and that is why they maybe love. I don't know. And I understood that thing, that it's not about me. And these words are not towards me. That harsh words are not towards me. And for example, when my parents get really angry at me and yell at me, I understand. I think about their childhood. I really think that maybe how harsh their childhood could be to be that much angry and that much rude. When you understand people, you cannot feel anger and hatred. And you just become silent. You're just trying to understand them. And I don't take all of those words personal. And I don't make them as a part of me. I don't make those words my inner voice, because I know that it is not about me. It's about them. And it will never be about me. It will always be about them. That's why I cannot hate people. And another reason is that I don't want to give that much value to people. I value people a lot, but hatred is incredibly strong emotion, and whenever you hate someone, you actually hurt yourself, and you're just damaging, you're just paralyzing your personality, because that emotion gets bigger and intensifies every time. Whenever you react that person, you see that person, your emotions gets intensified, and it only makes you bad. It only makes you feel really bad, aggressive. Actually, you are hurting yourself. You are just poisoning yourself. And as a child, I remember that I hated someone. I don't want to talk about that person, but the words that I told her were really, they were not me, okay? But I just told, and I questioned myself and my life, that is that me? Is that really me? I have never been like this. I've never used that kind of words toward anyone, but I did. And I said, do I know myself? Is that me? And hate can change you in a negative way, not a positive way. It never changes you in the positive way, okay? And I don't want to give that power to people. Only thing that I can feel is disappointment. I just feel disappointed. And sometimes I feel angry towards myself. But disappointment about that person, but not anger. But not hate. Just disappointment, and it is worse than being hated. Because if you hate someone, it means that you still give that person energy. But if you get disappointed and don't do anything, it means that you just give up on that person. And that's it. You know that you cannot change anything, and you get silent because you understand. Again, everything is just about self-awareness and understanding. And that's all. That's all I feel about people. Just disappointment. I hope that these thoughts changed your perspective about something. If you hate someone, please stop it. Just for yourself, not for other people, because don't poison yourself. It's not worth it. because we have a really limited amount of time in this earth, and we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Just try to remember good things and collect memories. That's all. Have a perfect day. Goodbye.